Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Anyone care to venture a guess as to what's in the box? Before I open it, we have Gibson month coming in Canada at Long McQuaid. I don't know if you guys do it in the US or not, but anyway, that's starting April 1st to the end of April, of course. And this is where you have a couple of different options for financing. I've usually been going for the whole 3-year finance deal. Works out great. And so almost every year I've gotten either a new Epiphone or two. Well, last year I actually got two guitars on Gibson month. This year I'm doing at least two for sure. I'm thinking about a third. I'm just watching my budget because I got to make sure that I can afford the monthly payment if I do three, because for sure two is a snap for me. Three might be pushing my luck a little too far. However, they had a guitar today that was in stock, and it is totally different from anything I've had on the channel. It is, I will say this as a little spoiler, it is an Epiphone. And I've also been looking at a Kramer guitar, as well as another Epiphone, but in TV yellow with P90s. I'm still kind of debating on that because I do have my Gold Top Les Paul and my Custom Pro both share the exact same pickups, except the Custom Pro I can split the coils and do phase reversal, or parallel series reversal, as some call it. That is the only difference between the two as far as the pickups go, because the Gold Top is a 50s, it's hand wired and so on. So I'm thinking I might just go P90s with it instead of getting the TV yellow Epiphone with P90s, because I don't need 4 Les Pauls on the wall kind of thing, right? So it's kind of but I really always wanted a Gold Top Les Paul with P90s, and Epiphone doesn't do that for left-handers. Okay, so I can actually convert mine. But today I was in there and I saw a guitar that I've been looking at and hemming and hawing at for the last little bit, because it was familiar territory to me, but it turns out I've never had this version, and so we're going to open it up for you guys. So it is a SG standard. So there is no coil tapping on this at all. No phase reversal, none of that jazz. And I thought, it's a different pick guard to what I had before. Because I had the SG Pro 400, which is on my channel. There's several videos with it. And I thought this was the same thing at first glance, because I wasn't really paying attention to the pick guard. And I thought, all right, well, let's just play this thing. I mean, it's only like 630 bucks. Anyways, so I have rented it for now for the balance of the month, which was pretty cheap, and this gets me a little more reacquainted with the SG, but I'm like 99.99% sure this is staying here. And with the case, of course. Now you don't get a case with it from Epiphone, whether it's left or right-handed. Case is extra, but they had an SG hard shell there. Hard shell case for an SG, so I thought, well, I want to protect it either way, and I don't really like gig bags anyhow, so, you know, I mean, they're handy sometimes, but, you know, but even for how often this guitar is going to leave the house, I'd rather if it does leave at least with a hard shell. So I got this, and it is an Epiphone. Now, as far as the year goes, this is a 2021, according to the serial number, so it's last year's edition. And I get to peel all the stickers off this thing, which is going to be fun. Anyways, so what we're going to do is I am going to actually take this thing and I'm going to tune it up for you guys, and we'll play it a little bit and see what it sounds like on my Marshall, because, you know, SG and Marshall, they kind of go well together, you know what I mean? And we're going to see what it sounds like. I played it at the store on an orange 35 RT, which is an amp I used to have, and I liked it. I thought, no, that's pretty good, you know? So let's see what it's like on my Marshall stack. But anyways, so this will be instant for you guys. Alright guys, we've got her tuned up and ready to rock and roll. I am using my ME80 pedal board, by the way, just because it gives us extra effects, right? But before we do this, just so you know a bit about the write-up on this, according to Long & McQuaid's website, the Epiphone SG Standard from the new Inspired by Gibson collection recreates the legendary 1960s classic that powered the RST generation of hard rock and heavy metal bands, including The Who, Cream, AC/DC, Black Sabbath, featuring the historical SG profile with Batwing pickguard, powered by Alnico Classic Pro humbuckers with CTS electronics and world-class Grover Rotomatic tuners. Okay. Those actually, I don't see those being Grovers. They don't look like Grovers. I think they may have made a boo-boo on part of that write-up. So, do we have a back picture? Well, maybe they are Grovers. Hard to say, but the ad says Grovers, but they look more like the typical tuners you find on like Les Pauls and that, and of course these Epiphones as well. But they don't say Grover anywhere on here that I can see, unless I'm not reading this right. It's so hard to read. It says something, it just says Epiphone Deluxe. So it doesn't say Grover. So I think they got a misprint on that. It doesn't matter. Eventually these tuners are going to get upgraded anyways, because I did my other SG the same way. Okay, so we got Heritage Cherry, Ebony, and Alpine White for us lefties. So this is obviously the Cherry. Mahogany body, mahogany neck, 60s profile, slim taper neck. Nut width is 1.693 or 43 millimeter. Indian Laurel fingerboard, 24 and 7/5 scale length, so 24 and 3/4 scale length, 22 frets, Graphtec nut, trapezoid inlays. Bridge is a lock tone ABR tune-o-matic. Tailpiece is a stop bar. Black top hats. Yep, with chrome little toppies. Epiphone Deluxe machine heads. 18:1 ratio. See, they got part of it right here, but I guess maybe, I don't know why they say Grover Rotomatic and then Epiphone down below. Your guess is as good as mine. Alnico Classic Pro in the front and in the back. 2-volume, 2-tone, CTS electronics. Now I don't know if they're hand wired or not. I'd have to pop the cover to find out, but we're not doing that today. I'll do it later on and then let you know. So that's our spec line on it, and in Canadian dollars you're looking at $659 on the website here. And there's still 24 stores that have stock in Ontario alone, where I'm at. So anyways, let's give it some clean tones first. So it's our bridge, now both. Not bad, not too bad at all actually. I love how lightweight these things are. I kind of get what Angus means. It's so nice to have a really light guitar, and very thin too. So, and this one actually feels a lot better. Like even to hold it, feels a lot better than the Pro 400. I mean, I remember that guitar, you know, and it's kind of like, this just feels so much nicer actually. It's like, the neck's really nice too. I love the neck. you know, the only proper thing to do here is metal tone first, right? Not bad. I think that's pretty good. I am wanting to check our tuning. Now, Epiphones will always stay in tune much better than Gibsons. That's kind of a given. And I don't know how fresh these strings are, but I was telling the one guy along McQuaid, I says, he's cutting the tag off. I says, don't worry, if you cut a string, they're going to get ripped off when I get home anyways, probably. But it's like, no, we'll be more careful. Keep the strings on there. I am going to be changing these strings, though, because they do sound a little puked out a little. But, hey, what do you want? Factory strings, right? They always suck. Overall, not bad. It stayed all right. Now, I can't put a string butler on this if I wanted to because of the particular tuners. But when I do go and change the tuners, which they're going to get changed to some better ones down the road, then we'll see. But I don't think I'm going to need a string butler anyways. I've tried one on my last SG and turned out it didn't need it. So anyways, let's try a couple more tones out of this. Let's go over to the tube screamer. Now, I'm not going to change any of my main settings. I'm just turning to that effect. Not too shabby. Blues driver. Probably should retune those a little bit. Okay, distortion. So if we go back over, let's go to core. Oh, this is going to squeal a bit. I can't always get it right back up to E properly, but oh hey, just within a smidge. I am starting to get better at doing that on distortion. I feel like acoustic simulators. Definitely gonna have to check out the intonation on this. This is just out of the box, off the shelf kind of thing. I mean, it seems pretty good. Solid. Maybe it's just me. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's just me. Okay, go figure. So, anyways, I kind of love that metal distortion though. Okay, so here's where I'm at with this thing. It's definitely worth the money, okay? And Epiphone makes some amazing instruments. I've got a few Epiphones. I got my Custom Pro, my Gold Top, J200. So I got a few of them. And I really do like Epiphones, and they are far cheaper than regular Gibsons. And a lot of Epiphones, honestly guys, they are better than the real thing. Either way, an Epiphone is still a Gibson because Gibson owns Epiphones. So either way, you're just getting basically the low-end Gibsons, the affordable Gibsons, called Epiphones. I love the backwing pick guard. Pickups are fantastic. I haven't even taken the plastic off the pickups yet or any of this. I'm still going to double check the intonation regardless. The ABA bridge, the ABR bridge is pretty good. This one doesn't seem to have any slack in it yet. We'll see. I'm very notorious for taking these off, buying a Gibson bridge, and just re-drilling the holes for the Epiphone post, especially if I'm going to leave it chrome, and just drop and go. Works perfect. Just something about these things with the clip system. The clip, though, does make it easy. If you do have to reverse saddles, it's so simple and quick. The fingerboard's nice. This one, well, I wouldn't say it's dry, but the strings are definitely look like they've had better days, so they got to get changed because they definitely have a little bit of that transportation look, if you know what I mean. So they're going to have to be definitely cleaned up. But yeah, I'm liking the fact there's no coil tapping on this like my last one. It's just pure out pickups, no coil tapping, and you know, and they're different pickups, which is a big thing. That was one of the things that I'm kind of thinking about, this whole other Les Paul thing, and it would have been nice to get the TV yellow Les Paul, and you know, because it's only been on the market for what, 2 years now or something, I don't know, the newest version of it. And the P90s are great, but you know what, I'm going to throw some P90s into my Gold Top Les Paul. Then at least I can escape one set of pickups being identical to another guitar. Because when things start to sound too much the same, that's an issue for me. And it's kind of like, why do I have two that sound the same, pretty much, right? But SG is definitely different, and that's definitely heavy metal stuff, right? That's what we want. We want to play metal. Not that we can't do it on a Les Paul, but hey, if you're going to play AC/DC, you got to have one of these. And I am going to start brushing up on my AC/DC stuff. because I'd like to start doing cover songs eventually from AC/DC. So I'm going through a lot of my favorite songs. I've got like tons of their albums to go through, so you know, it's kind of like, well, you know, let's do this one, let's do that one type of thing. But you know, hey, Angus is, you know, the main lead guitarist, so you got to do it his way and have something that at least looks like his, even though it's not a real Gibson, right? But anyways, and I love Angus. He is such a cool guitar player. He is right awesome. But yeah, this one, I can definitely say, if I was to look back at my Pro 400, this one is more comfortable. I do like it better. It sits better. The balance on the leg is actually a little nicer. I guess they got it right this time. Because usually these things have a little bit of a neck issue, but that's usually neck dive, but you can cure that with a suede strap or a leather strap. Because, hey, it's a long neck and a short body. What do you want? It's going to have a bit of a either way. But either way, it's sitting fine. Like, I feel comfortable. I don't feel like out of place or anything with this one compared to the Pro 400. This one feels much nicer. Tuning stability doesn't seem to be too bad, considering they're pretty crummy strings. So we are going to throw some D'Addario 1046s on this puppy. Am I going to goldify this? The answer to that is absolutely no way. I'm going to leave this thing as it is, other than down the road. I am definitely going to upgrade the tuners. But we'll see how well these things do. I mean, the ones on my Gold Top are doing fantastic, and they're the same style, and they're doing great, and they're holding tune well. So, you know, I may just leave these tuners alone. You know, we'll have to see what happens down the road. For now, you know, like I said, I'm renting this right now until Gibson month starts, and then I'll go and pick up my other guitar or guitars. I still got some more homework to do on number 3, if I'm going to go for it or not, because now I got to change my number 3 choice, because it was the TV Yellow Epiphone with P90s, but now it's going to have to be something else. Just not sure. But yeah, so you know what, if you live in Canada, go to your local Long McQuaid now, go online to the website, change it for the store for, you know, your nearest location, or go in store, go check out what they got going down. April 1st is when Gibson month starts, so hey, if you can't afford even a real Gibson right now, you can once April 1st hits, because you get a nice long contract term, you know, and the payments are really affordable. That's how I bought my first Gibson Les Paul, was actually Gibson month. You know, and I was like, great, fantastic, almost $2,000, but cheap monthly payment. I love it. Oh man, you know, and I bought in, you know, a few other cents. But yeah, I like it. I think this is pretty cool. You know, I've always said that, you know, with this whole jack input, you know, but it's kind of not bad here. You know, I just got to watch on the swing here, because it does stick out. I may have to try for a different type of wireless to give me more if I'm going to go a little mental. But otherwise, I think it'll be okay the way it is. I think it'll be fine. Besides, I don't usually go that kind of hog wild, you know what I mean? Now I got to dig up my AC/DC strap, because, you know, it's got to go with the SG. There's no blems on this thing, like 0. Frets are perfectly smooth in the edges. Down fretboard is nice. The fit and finish of everything is just, I don't know, I can't see any issues, so that's always a good thing when you can't see any problems going on. Everything looks good. Tail stop is just nice. I still have room to fit the pick under without the pick touching anything, so that means contact points are great. That's good. Plenty of space there. Yeah, that's good. They did a nice setup on this. That's pretty good. So I guess the only other thing to do now is to say thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. I will have more on this guitar. I need to tune in that heavy metal sound a little bit better. That or get a British pedal. My buddy actually has a pedal. I'm going to have to get the name off of him, of that pedal, because I actually tried it out and it's got like the perfect AC/DC tone to it. So I'd like to, you know, maybe get the same pedal. Because, you know, you got to have that AC/DC tone, right? So, yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm enjoying this so far. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the other guitar exactly is, or guitars. that I'm looking at, but those are going to have to be definitely the April 1st surprises. Of course, I get to try them out ahead of time at the store to make sure everything's cool with them, because they did have to bring them in. So, but yeah, oh, we'll see how things go anyways, but do stay tuned. A lot more coming throughout this month. I'll see if I can do a couple more videos on this thing too this month before Gibson month hits. And again, if you're in Canada, Long McQuaid, that's your Gibson, you know. So you've got Gibson, Kramer, Epiphone, and Steinberger. Those are Steinberger, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but anyways, those are the four main companies. So the other three that Gibson owns, and all those qualify for the Gibson month, you know, deal that they do. And I don't even know what kind of swag we're getting this year, but you know, it'll be interesting because you usually get swag depending on how much you spend, and I'm buying at least 2 for sure. So this is number 1, and we still got to see if we can figure out if we can fit a number 3 into there or not. My wife kind of shook her head when I mentioned number 3 today, and I'm like, yeah, but honey, it's Gibson month, come on, it's only once a year, right? Get what I can. Anyways, thanks guys, see ya.